Hey guys, Godfather coming at you on a Monday evening at 7 o'clock. And tonight's episode is brought to you by Chris at Diablo's Workshop, specializing in classic scale models for over 100 years. How's that for an advertisement, Chris? Anyway, that's our featured shop card of the week. And as you can see, I don't have the shop cards of the week, or the shop cards scrolling today because I was a little vague on my my what are your other hobbies video, because I had it mishmashed in between something else, and I figured let me do this video as a straight on what's your other hobby or hobbies. I saw Papa Dan's post on his channel, and he's got some cool hobbies going on. Besides the modeling, he does his string art, which I think is really cool. It's like the old, what do they call it? Oh, damn it. I had it on the tip of my tongue. I'll think of it. This is that one with the pencils. Oh, I can't remember. Have the little wheels, and you put your pencil in the hole, and it goes around in circles and draws the same type of designs. But you know what I'm talking about. All you older guys do. Younger guys, not so much. But and the cups, they're just awesome by themselves. But I just wanted to get a little bit further into the metal detecting end of it and show you some of the stuff that I found over the last couple of years, which is pretty interesting, and I think you might find it pretty cool. I don't sell any of my finds. I keep everything I find, whether it's trash or it's not trash. I determine that when I get home. Bottle caps, I'll just toss them away, stuff like that. But, for every one good item you find, you dig 5,000 ungood items. So, I went out today. Physical therapist said go out, walk 15 minutes each way in the sand, see if it helps your knee. So that's what I did. After that 15 minutes each way, I was about dead. I found 2 cents, a bottle cap, a key, and a piece of copper. So that just gives you an idea of, when you go out, you don't always find good stuff. So it's, few and far between. But I'm going to show you a few things that I found over the years. First one being this here. Can you guess what that is? While you're guessing, I'll just give you a few around the way shots. As you can see, it's got a curve in it. Come on now, this could be the side. If you're looking at it this way, you're looking down the side, and it's got that long curve to it. If you thought about one of the planks from a shipwreck, or a piece of one of the planks from a shipwreck, you are correct. That is from the 1715 fleet here in South Florida. That's about 300 and maybe even more, but 300 years old since they wrecked. And if you look close here, you'll see there's a spike in there, and there's a spike there. And as you can see, they used some type of tar for sealant. All these little holes are wormholes, because we have the worm reefs down here, and they will attack wood and eat it until it's gone. But that is a very cool, interesting find. That's a piece of shipwreck wood. And what goes along with shipwrecks? Spikes. A lot of people say, oh, that's a railroad spike. If you know anything about railroads, you would know at the top of the spike on the railroad, right where my thumb is here, there's a piece that comes down. So that is not a railroad spike. That is a deck plank spike from a shipwreck. What shipwreck? I don't know. But where I got this was in about 10 feet of water, and there was about 500 of them there. And I only picked up a couple of them. But that's pretty cool too. And also that is preserved. That is electrolysis was done to that, and then it was coated with clear coat, so it doesn't corrode anymore. Next one is really interesting. And that is a bronze spike from the 1715 fleet. It's another 300-year-old piece of material. And the force it takes to bend a bronze spike like this, especially a square spike, is enormous. I've put this in my vise and tried to bend it with a pipe on it and cannot bend it. I actually bent the pipe. So there has to have been some really heavy force when those boats came in and hit the reefs to tear these spikes up like this. These are worth about $195 as it sits right now. So that's another thing there. Here's something interesting that might interest everybody. You know, we have the space program, or used to have the space program down here in Florida. And since NASA went out of business, or they closed them up, they don't shoot off the shuttles anymore. And we used to have a term that we used, it's called shuttle slag. And what you see here is shuttle slag. It's the burnt up metal from the space shuttle. You can't bend it. It's harder than steel, but it is like melted whatever they make the shuttle out of. You know, it's just, and it's all metallic. You know, you can hear it, and it's very hard. That's not a piece of slag right there. That's something else. But you find this on the beaches, pretty much north of where I am. Anywhere closer to the space, up by the Space Coast, is where you find that, and that rings up just like gold. So, you know, it's sort of a hindrance to what we do, but it's cool in a way also. So that's one of the things. Then we have pottery. All the Spanish ships had pottery on them. And I have a bunch of pottery. You can tell us from the shipwrecks. If you look at it, this is probably a piece of olive bowl or something like that they would store their foods and stuff in. And you can tell it's from the Fleet era because of the little white speckles in there. And I've had archaeologists look at this stuff, and they said, yep, that's definitely where that came from. Okay, that's that. What else we got? Here's something that was found on land. An old bell from back, you know, one of those little bells that you used to put on your bicycle. Bling, 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 bling. The American flag on it. And that was dug up on a 100-year-old property in Mount Dora, Florida. I kept that. It was pretty cool. Let's see. Various coins from all over the place. Okay. I mean, these are just some of the coins that are not spendable because they're, you know, foreign. Any of the modern clad coins that I find, which we call, you know, I roll them and wrap them and send them off to the bank because that's free money right there. But these are just, you know, foreign coins that, you know, I get to keep and throw in a bucket. Just so you know that you don't get rich doing this, I'll tell you right now. It's just a hobby. But the first year I kept records was 2012. And as you can see right here, 2012 in spendable money that I dug out of the ground was $550.20. Or $550.50. There was $320 in quarters, $64 in nickels, $145 in dimes, and $31.50 in pennies. Now that's a lot of digging. If you figure out just the pennies alone was 3,150 pennies. So imagine swinging a detector, carrying a 7-pound scoop with your water, all your gear that you carry with you, and bending down for every penny you dig. You want to talk about a workout? That's a workout right there. Okay, now let's get out of that, and I'll show you some more of the interesting stuff. I'm not going to take too much of your time up. We're at 9 minutes now, so this should take another maybe a couple of minutes to get through. This one here, this is a bracelet that I dug up on one of the treasure beaches. It is not from the 1715 fleet, but it's very interesting nonetheless. It's all silver. And there's coins on here from the 1900s, the 1800s, and they're all foreign coins, which I thought was pretty interesting to find that on a treasure beach. So stick that back over here. Now let's get into some more interesting stuff. This here earring. This was found washed out of an Indian burial ground on the beach, just off of Hutchinson Island. Very intricate piece. Probably has onyx in it or something like that. But that's early, I'd say late 1700s, maybe mid 1700s. Then we have let me just throw these up here. A few rings that I found. These are not real old, but they're pretty interesting. I just want to make sure I get all the right ones with the right ones. Yeah, these are just regular rings. Silver, copper. From that, let's go to musket balls. Yes, we find these too. These are probably from a 1700s wreck. And these are found on the beach and in the water. Yeah, that's what they used to shoot at you to kill you back in the day. I'll try to keep these separated from everything else. This here is what they call ballast stone. And if you ever read about any old galleons, they used to fill the bottom of the ship with ballast stone for stability from the weight of the cargo they were carrying. And then when you look for a shipwreck now, there's usually nothing left wood. You look for the ballast pile. And these ballast piles made of this stone is usually anywhere from 50 feet wide to 100 feet long and down, depending on the size of the ship you're looking for. So that's that, ballast stones. St. Christopher medal. That came off one of the beaches down here. This was a pretty cool find. This is a Walking Liberty $50. Very cool. Very good shape also. Solid silver Indian head. Arrow. Silver cross. Now we're going to get into some really interesting stuff. Let's do the rings first. These here rings were found on a 1715 treasure beach. And they're known as trade rings. They're all silver. I don't want to clean them because they're so fragile. But these are what the Indians and the people on the ships traded back and forth for goods. So we got 4 of those. Also, this heart came out of the same area. And this shoe buckle also came out of the same area. Now we're getting into the really good stuff. Maravedis. These are Spanish 1 maravedis, which equal about 1 penny. And these were dug out of the bank of an area. As you can see the date on that one, 1625. You can see the dates better if I look through the camera. Let's see. This one here is 1559. Pretty cool, huh? This one here is, let's see if we can make this one out. I think there's one of them here that does not have a date on it. I can't see it right now. But anyway, there's two 1600s and a 1559 in there. Then we get into, this one here is a 1 real wrapped in a gold bezel. And that's a 1700s, 1715 fleet coin. Along with this one here, which is a 8 real. You get it? I don't know if you ever heard of the term pieces of 8. That's a 1 real. The next size up is a 2, a 4, and then an 8. So these equaled 1 ounce of silver. These was 1/8 of that ounce of silver. And they used to cut these up to make these, or make a 2, or make a 4. And that's how they came up with pieces of 8. But that one there is a 8 real. Now, these two next items were given to my daughter by a friend of mine. And one of them pretty much rewrites history. It would not be this one. This one here is, let's see if I can make the date out on this one. If I remember where the date is. This one is a 1651, I believe, and I don't remember where the date is on it, but it's on there somewhere. That's 1651. Anyway, I had that put in a bezel for my daughter. And this other one I also had put in a bezel. This one here is like the Fiesta Resistance. Now, we all know the phrase, in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. What about 1398? This was found in St. Augustine, Florida. And that coin is from 1398. And if I am not mistaken, here it is right here. Enrique III, 1390 to 1406. And there's that coin. And that gives you the whole story of Enrique. And this was found in a shipwreck in St. Augustine. So somebody's wrong about history. And this one here, really, really cool. It's another shipwreck coin mounted in a ring. There you have it. Little history on what I do, and right here is why I do it. So, if you got something you want to share it. I know this video is a little bit long. I'm sorry for that, but I think it was worth it. Hope you guys like it. And if you're ever down in my way and you want to go out hunting, hit me up. I'll take you out. I got a couple of machines here, and or even when I come over to the shows, I'll bring the machines with me. We'll go out searching, because there's lots to be found. And I didn't even get into the fossils. I got a whole box of fossils down there that we find on the beach too. Anywhere from anything from shark teeth to people bones from Indian burial grounds. But that's it for right now. I won't even get into the Google Earth thing. We'll do that another day. But there you have it. That's my my second pastime. So hope you like it, and comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys on the next one. Have a great one.